What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Adventures in Drunk Fish Keeping. It's refreshing. Tonight's brew is the Goose Island Country Bourbon Stout. Delicious. And refreshing. Had a chance to pick up a case of this stuff for a steal. So I got a case of it, and it's starting to get colder outside, so why not indulge? Anyway, I've done a video before talking about how good the Goose Island Country Bourbon is. It's good stuff. So tonight's video is going to be on two different things, really. One, a little trick on cleaning tanks and just some cheap tools and cheap things you can do to give your tank an edge up in the cleaning department. And two, just a real update on the M90 as well, to kind of show you guys what's going on with it. So first up, one of the cleaning tricks. We're all familiar with mag floats. They purpose to clean your tank. Now, if you don't have a mag float, or if you haven't seen one of these, there's two halves. This is my bigger one. This is the scraper. You have a felt side right here that goes against your glass or your acrylic, and that keeps from scratching. The inside, on the other hand, kind of has a Velcro-y feel to it. Now this scraper has a scraping attachment you can take off, and it can just be just a cleaner. The problem is this Velcro-y stuff leaves a lot of streaks, so you got to continually just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So what I've done is I use my scraper to get the hard algae off, the stuff that sticks, and then I use this. Is a cloth that you use to clean sunglasses, glasses, phone screens with. One of those like little micros. These things are really durable. I've actually been using this one for 1.5 years, and it hasn't even begun to fray. And when I get done cleaning with it, I usually go and rinse it out in the sink, squeeze it out, and let it dry just so it doesn't get salt creep all built up into it and become a brick. But it's a great way to polish the glass after you do a scraping. And I haven't cleaned in a couple days, so I can show you guys this. You know, and it's thin enough to where the magnets hold. You don't have to put a big rag in between it. But it's a great way to really give that glass that final little polish and get the junk off of it, which I'm doing now. I don't know if you can see behind it. It's kind of hard to see, but it makes a big difference, and it's a nice, smooth, quick way of doing things. Another trick, toothbrushes. I keep plenty of old toothbrushes around for the straight up fact of cleaning stuff. Like a lot of these Aqueon and Marineland tanks right here in this corner, you can actually see where my knuckle is right here. You can see that silicone line. Algae will grow up in that stuff, and it's not really advisable to take a scraper and get up in it because you will start peeling the silicone back over time. But a toothbrush and one quick cleans all the algae off, makes the silicone look less noticeable. Quick thing. And the last cheap tool, which is a godsend, is this. And I'm grinning and kind of laughing because this is a hot dog skewer, or for marshmallows for s'mores. And a 4-pack of these at Walmart for like $2. Cool thing about this is this end is just big enough to get up underneath a frag plug. You can move a frag plug around, flip a piece of coral over, things like that. This end is rounded, which is good for digging stuff out, or if something falls in your tank, moving around, stirring up a little bit of sand, whatever you need to do. Great little tool to have, plus it allows you to reach into the tank farther than you normally could. I also use this end right here sometimes in my overflows to help pick up chunks of algae and put into a net when I have like hair algae growing back there. So not a bad tool. A couple of updates on the 120. So I've got the lights kind of kicked up as long as you guys see this. As you can see here, I have the weeping willow leather. Now this is not a true weeping willow leather. It looks more akin to like a Tyree toadstool, probably an Australian version because of the electric green, but cool one to have. I've got 2 torches in the back. Just put them about 2 weeks ago, so they're kind of fully coming out and really getting out. I traded my octospawn that I had down here, a big purple white octospawn, for those two because I've been wanting torches for a while, and they're getting harder and harder to get, so I thought it was a good trade. Pretty much everything on the 120 is staying the same. I'm going to be moving in the middle of December, so I'm going to have to break this tank down, move it and reset it in a day. So it's going to be a really interesting time, and I'll do a video on that. I'll probably actually end up doing like 3 short videos, you know, as far as like drain down and stuff like that, and how to move bigger tanks. Now we're gonna go into the bedroom. I'm gonna show you guys the Fluval M90 and a couple of things that I've seen figured out with it, and it's really starting to mature out. So first off, the 190, the Fluval M90. It's 36 gallon tank, Starfire glass, super clear viewing. I got the prime on here, which we've changed the lighting settings a little bit just to kind of work with the coral better. Added a blizzard to the frostbite. So we got a blizzard and a frostbite in there, and then 3 purple firefish. Couple things, the protein skimmer that comes with it, the Fluval C, does a great job. It's off right now. Once you get it dialed in, this collection cup does a great job, and it does help clean that water up. One problem we've noticed, the pump that Fluval supplies is not strong enough. It really is not. You know, of course we have the power head for main flow, but we've got the return pump that Fluval supplied with the tank. My thoughts were is that Fluval figured people were going to be putting the cover over the back so they wouldn't see it as much, but without the cover on there, because we have the hang on for the prime, you can see, but you can see there's a lot of accumulation in the back. So I'll just kind of give you guys a visual of it. You can see kind of that foam. It's chambered weird, so like most Fluvals, of course, you got this back wall that separates like your partition chambers. And of course, in the first one here, I have all my biological and chemical reaction, and here's just the heater. I don't want anything really up against that while it sits in here. And then on this one, I have just the main mechanical sponge filter, and then just the return pump. So I've kind of figured something out. The way they've got this thing chambered up is you've got a flow, and then you've got one here, and then one on the top there. But there's also ones on the bottom, which kind of gives you a weird, kind of over-under. But the pump that's pulling the supply back, I don't think it's enough to really get the chamber flow going. So if someone's looking and gets one of these tanks, sees one of these tanks, I would probably recommend upgrading that pump in the back to probably 2 sizes up from the one that Fluval supplies, because it puts out a good amount on the push side. Like when it's returning back, you can see it's giving some decent flow. Of course, you got the power head right behind it that's kind of not letting you see it. It's got decent flow. For a reef setup, it's not the most. I'd probably go 1 up, maybe 2 up. Honestly, my opinion after seeing this thing, I'll go 2 up just to get some more movement in this backflow, because honestly, I don't think I'm exchanging the water fast enough. I don't think I'm getting the return back. The 120, I'm moving between my pumps and the 120 and the power heads. I'm probably moving a couple hundred gallons an hour. It's a 120 tank. I would estimate from what I got going on with it, I'm probably pushing 300-400 gallons an hour is kind of what you want to be at. You really want to be about double or even triple what your tank capacity is to really get a good exchange. And on this tank, I'd say, judging by how it's doing, maybe 100 gallons an hour. It's not a lot. I mean, this tank water takes a while to clear back out. If you do a water change and agitate it, you're talking, a solid hour and a half where this thing clears out. Of course, the Fluval 15 still doing its thing. 54's in the corner. I'm still keeping it kind of topped off and running. Having a hard time getting this thing sold. Apparently corner tanks are not as popular as I thought they'd be. So, hopefully soon someone will buy it, because it's a great tank. I don't have a need for it anymore. Kind of changing directions on some stuff. So one other thing is I'm trying to come up with the Adventures in Drunk Fish Keeping logo. I'm trying to find my mascot fish that's going to be my drunk fish for it. So I would like some comments. People maybe throw up some ideas. No blue hippos. I'm open to anything but a blue hippo. I just do not even want to have a logo of a blue hippo. Probably one of the few marine fish I just don't even want to deal with. I just don't like them. I do not like blue hippos. I know they're dory and they're cute. I don't like them. They're asshole fish. They don't dig them. But I want to see some comments down here just to kind of see what people are thinking. When I do the move here in about a month, I'll definitely do a video on breaking the 120 down, breaking the 36 down, best way to transport, the best way to save water so you don't have to completely reshock a tank, things like that. You know, of course, I'll show you guys the way to do it that's a little more on the cost-effective side. You know, hopefully this will be a quick and easy move. I'm a little worried because the 120 is really doing great. It bounced back really quick after the hurricane and all the fish death that I had. I really am kind of dreading having to break this thing completely down, move it and reset it up within a couple hours time. Luckily enough, my rock work is in the position where I can restack it quickly. You know, a lot of the coral is not completely attached to the rock, it's just slightly on there with just a little bit of glue so it can be moved. So a lot of stuff I can pick up, you know, like my bubble, one of my ganies, my acan, my Duncans, my blastoma, my pink gani can be picked up, my turbinary can be picked up and moved. The only thing that's really attached is the GSP, and the two torches are pretty solidly glued, and the one blastoma I got's pretty, and the hammer, they're glued on pretty good. The rest of the stuff I can break down pretty quick. You know, moving, I'll show you guys too how to move, you know, 120 gallons of water in one shot. But pretty much it for tonight's video. Just want to show you guys a cool tip on doing some stuff for cleaning wise with, you know, your mag floats. So I'm getting ready to finish cleaning this thing because I've left it dirty just to show you guys this. So it's now annoying me. So I'm going to clean my glass. But as always, appreciate it, guys. Questions, comments, put them up down below. Ideas for a drunk fish keeping logo fish. You know, once I get kind of a consensus on what fish I'll do, I'm gonna draw my own logo up, and I'll be showing you guys that. So, and I'm gonna really want to do Reef Palooza next year, and have, you know, some sweet adventures in drunk fish keeping merc to give away, basically, because I have a feeling no one's going to want to pay for it. But hey, who knows? Anyway. Questions, comments, put them up below. As always, guys, appreciate it. And I'll see you next time on Adventures in Drunk Fish Keeping. That is refreshing.